Beasley story. We are so excited to have you guys with us this week. I just wanted to come on here and explain that this video is a little bit different than our last videos were. And that's because this week we had a church planting conference at Central Church with Go Ministries. For those of you who don't know, we are missionaries living in the Dominican Republic, and Go Ministries is a church planting organization. We do other things as well, but this video is about church planting because we're currently planting new churches with a goal to plant 1,000 churches in 10 years. So make sure that you stay tuned to the end of the video because Nate will be giving a little bit of an insight on our philosophy in case you're interested in how to plant 1,000 churches in 10 years, because that's our goal and we're kind of crushing it. Just so you know, we are planning on posting videos every Wednesday, but aside from that, we might also post another one on Sundays or one on Friday. Some weeks we might only post the one video, but our goal is to have 2 a week, so you can expect to see those. Just because the second one is going to be kind of sporadic, make sure to hit the notification bell and subscribe so that you never miss one of our videos. Please give this video a thumbs up and comment letting us know what you're most excited about in this vlog through what Go Ministries is doing, or what your favorite part of the vlog was. So yeah, enjoy this video. This is what we did this week with the church planting conference with Go Ministries.
Hey everybody, this morning we are so excited because Abby and I are going to be going and checking out the church planting conference and showing you a little bit about what Go Church Planting is doing.
Bye, Dodie. Maybe if I just... That kind of works. So what do you have to say, Nathan?
I'm excited. We're going to Iglesia Central de Go Ministries. Go Church Planting team is beginning the church planting conference this Saturday morning. 1 second.
He's locking the door.
Yo! You want to ride?
We're filming for our vlog.
Oh, hello.
So,
This is Aaron.
so Aaron, what do you do for the conference?
I'm teaching one of the breakout sessions. One-on-one discipleship is what we're looking at.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And what's kind of the main thing you're going to be talking about?
The main thing that we'll be looking at in the breakout has a lot to do with capacity. That you can't disciple everyone. That really an intentional discipleship relationship can only be done with a couple people at a time. And so if you can really invest yourself in those 2 to 3 people and help people process how God is actually working in their lives, because He's always working constantly and perpetually. If we can help people to recognize those moments, that's where the crux of true discipleship takes place.
I love that. You sound like you're a pastor or something.
Just a little bit.
So this weekend, what are you doing here? What's your role in all of this?
Yeah, so our church planting team and our seminary team, we're all here together. The local leaders have essentially put together all the material, and then they've just pulled people in and said, hey, can you teach on this? Can you teach on that? And so I was asked to do a workshop on contextualizing the gospel. We kind of walk through that. What is the gospel? Why contextualize it? How do we contextualize it? And then the hope is, and the vision for all of this is that people that are already established in the church would be encouraged, empowered, that they would be able to do more faithful expressions of the church. And then people that are on the fringes maybe thinking about, do I want to plant a church? What does that look like? That we can kind of speak some vision over them and help them maybe get some traction.
That's our pastor.
3 years, we've gone from 18 churches to 71, and so the other side of that door, there's a whole bunch of leaders in there. We're doing our conference that we do each year, and it continues to grow. And all of our training this weekend, the whole theme is to go or send. So we're very intentional about multiplication of leaders. So every leader has an apprentice, and so this year, all the apprentices that have been led for the last year or two, we're either asking them to stay and take over the current church they're in, or to send them out to go start a new church. So within the next year or two, we'll go from addition of churches to multiplication, and so we're trying to give them all the tools and resources that we can to help them. That's awesome.
Hey guys, what's up? Hey, I just got back from the church planting conference, and I just want to tell you a little bit about what's going on there. So exciting to see the passion. It's so exciting to see all the people there who are just on fire and coming to learn and to hear more about the vision of Go and what our vision is. And really not just of Go, but what we understand Scripture to be when it talks about going and making disciples and multiplying. One of the things that I love that Ryan said yesterday is this is not about planting churches. It's about planting the gospel. It's about scattering seeds like we see the parable of the sower. So our job is to scatter the seeds and to proclaim Christ, and it's God's responsibility to make it grow, to make the seed grow. And so the focus is, I've seen huge emphasis on discipleship, huge emphasis on apprenticeship, which goes along right with discipleship. And so I just want to share a couple of things that I've learned that I've really liked throughout the time there. And the first thing is apprenticeship. When talking about church leadership and growing in discipleship, Nick gave a really clear and well-articulated process of what apprenticeship looks like, and there's 5 steps to the apprenticeship model. And the first step is the leader does and the apprentice watches. So I'm just going to say, I do and you watch, and then we talk. The second part of this model is I do, you help, and then we talk. And then the third step, actually, the apprentice begins to work on their own. So you do and I help. And so this is great because they begin to work on their own, but they also have that safety net of the person who's helping them be established. And then we talk, and once again we process through it. The fourth step is you do and I watch. And so here the apprentice has full reign, and they've done it, and this is over time, so it's not just immediately day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. And with that you have a new leader. That's the fourth step. You have added a new leader, and that's great, but the fifth step is really where the multiplication happens, and that is you do and somebody else watches. And so with that, the multiplication happens. And that's the model that we're taking when we're talking about church leadership. I love that I've seen that model at work with one of my friends here named Tim, who's a much better translator than I am. But at first, kind of got my feet wet by watching him translate, and then and began to help. And then finally he said, all right, buddy, I want you to translate this time. I'm right here if you need any help. And of course I did need help, but now I feel so much more confident that I can do that. And I can, I've even had interns, and I've been able to apprentice them by saying, all right, now that you've seen it, here, I'm gonna give you a little bit more responsibility. Why don't you help translating? So you see that apprentice model everywhere, but particularly with church leadership and multiplication, and I love that. They've also talked about who makes good disciples and who to look for, and I love the 3 things that they were talking about. They basically said that you can make your list of attributes: responsibility, love, passion, testimony, humility, all these things, but nobody's perfect in that. So what are the core things that we are looking for when talking about helping somebody become a leader? And those core things are threefold. First, are they teachable? When you give feedback, do they receive it and implement it? Are they able to learn and grow in that way? Second thing is, do they have eyes that see? Do they have a big vision? Do they see people the way that Christ sees us, with potential and not just as broken beyond repair? And then the last thing is spiritual velocity. And velocity is distance over time with direction. So speed with direction. So we're all moving. Speed is the measurement of movement, but velocity has direction as well. So we're all moving towards something, is the general pattern of our life towards Christ-likeness and towards godliness. I love what Brock Graham said one time at Harvest. He said, it's about patternly, not perfectly. When we talk about apprenticing spiritual leaders and disciple making, it's about patternly, not perfectly. If you aren't making disciples, you aren't a disciple, because the thing that disciples do is they go and make disciples, because that's the command that Jesus gives to his disciples. And so for us, when we're planting churches, we don't even consider a church to be a church unless there's discipleship occurring. And so we don't let a pastor say that he's planted a church unless there's an apprenticeship there. And so there's multiplication in the lifeblood of that church. I just love that. I love hearing the passion. I love the wisdom and the coaching that's happening here. And it's been so encouraging for me as I look at my life and, okay, who are the disciples that I'm making? How can I meet with people? And because this is our great joy that we have to go and to make disciples. It's not just for the pastors and the leadership team, it's for the whole church. We planted 24 churches last year, and this year we're going to plant more, and the churches are beginning to multiply because you have that apprenticeship where these new up-and-coming leaders are growing their responsibility and growing their leadership potential. And as they grow, they're going to find apprentices and take apprentices with them. And so this whole theme of go or send, or go and send, because we're always going and we're always sending, is really great, and really just adding fuel to the flame of planting churches, just announcing the present reign of King Jesus and making his presence known and felt. So I hope that this is as encouraging for you as it's been for me. It's just a little piece of what's happening. I hope that you've enjoyed this video and you've enjoyed meeting the team, and I look forward to seeing you next time.